So we're here with Katie Pintar, Freeman High School graduate of 2012. Katie, it's great to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And I just finished my third semester at Montana State, so.
Nice, nice. And Montana State University
Yes.
is in Bozeman,
Yeah.
right? And how has the first year and a half been?
It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. There's lots of mountains and skiing and hard work, so it's
You
been
bet.
really good.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
said your exams were pretty difficult.
They were very difficult this year, yes.
Yeah. So what kind of classes were you taking this fall, Katie?
This fall I took multivariable calculus, physics, introduction to chemical processes, organic chemistry, and French. I don't think I'm missing anything there.
Wow, sounds
So-
like a full schedule.
It was, yeah, it was a lot of credits.
Yeah. And so what is your goal, or what are you hoping to major in while you're at MSU?
Yeah, right now I'm thinking chemical engineering with possibly a French minor or a dual major in bioengineering as well. So I'm not really sure yet, depending
Nice.
on how long it will take me to do either. So.
You bet. And what kind of classes will you be taking in the spring of 2014?
Yeah, in the spring I will take differential equations, organic chemistry 2, fluid mechanics, another introduction to chemical processes, and then French again. So.
Wow, so another challenging schedule.
Yep, it'll be hard. So.
And then what about in the summer? What will you do next summer?
In the summer, I actually got an internship with 3M. So I will be in St. Paul, Minneapolis area, and it's a project engineering internship, so I'll be doing that for the summer.
Good for you. Congratulations. Yeah. So you had a great career here at Freeman.
Yes.
You really enjoyed yourself as a student athlete. And tell us a little bit about your experience here at Freeman.
I loved Freeman. I always look back on Freeman with little fun memories, drive by it and kind of watch it as it goes by. I really loved how small it was. I remember I had this debate whether I should go to Freeman or Ferris, because my mom's like, oh, but look at all the opportunities at Ferris, and my dad's like, oh, but Freeman, it's such a small school, you'll get really close, there's still tons of opportunities for you here. And so I was like, had this debate of whether I should go to a bigger school or stay at a smaller school, and so I actually struggled with that for a while, but overall I'm really glad I stayed at Freeman, because I had this great group of friends. As far as sports, I had all the opportunities there, and I feel like I got a really good education because I knew all my teachers knew me, and it was small and everybody knew everybody, which can be good and bad, but for me it was a positive experience for sure.
Good. And your sister's here?
Yes, my sister's here.
Obviously, and she loves being here as well, so you guys have kept it in the family.
Yes.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about your experience here, and is there a class or a memory or an activity or anything that happened that kind of sticks out that is something that you really cherish or think very highly about in regards to Freeman?
There's tons of memories I cherish highly about Freeman, but I think one of the biggest things I remember when I look back at Freeman and go, oh, that was wonderful, was Mrs. O'Connor's AP English class. And I remember I look back at that and go, like, that was the first time I started, like, learning about the world outside my little Freeman bubble, and kind of, we used to have, like, controversial conversations in class and everything. And I think that was the first time I started actually thinking outside the box. And so I look back on that as kind of like an academic memory of when I really started to kind of figure out who I am and what the world was like. And then there's also memories such as, volleyball senior year, where we went to state, and unfortunately we only got 5th, but still that was a great memory, and I remember that as one of the greatest sports memories I've had. So.
Great. So you're close with your classmates that you're here. You got to know your teachers and your coaches really well. Is there a particular teacher or coach that sticks out in your mind that really made an impact on you?
I have to go back to Mrs. O'Connor. She made a huge impact on me. Going into school now and writing essays and having discussions in some of my classes my freshman year, I would think about Mrs. O'Connor and what we talked about in that class. So I think Mrs. O'Connor is definitely one of the biggest inspirations I've had here at Freeman. And
Nice.
so I definitely look back on those memories fondly.
Good. So how well did Freeman prepare you to be able to take the types of courses and that level of rigor that you've got at Montana State?
Yeah, I think Freeman prepared me pretty well. I see ways in which it could have prepared me more than others, and then ways in which I wasn't quite as prepared because I wasn't at such a big school. But I think the biggest thing was that I really knew I could do it, even coming from Freeman and having the AP classes I was able to take, and having that kind of rigor here at Freeman. I was able to take that into college and kind of apply that same thing here. Having Mrs. O'Connor as an English teacher was incredible because I was able to go and write essays in college to the level they were looking for, and even having AP Bio and Physics really gave me a good basis for physics in college, and AP Bio gave me a good foundation for science in college as well. So I think all of it's just really prepared me. I know chemistry helped a lot as well. So
good. Glad to hear it. So what was it like to be in the new building for part of your high school career and be in portables and the old building for part of your high school career as well?
I think it was really interesting. It was an interesting experience. We're the only class or one of the only classes that got the old building, the portables, and the new building. And I will tell my friends in college, oh yeah, we were in an old building and the portables and then in the new building for a year. And they're like, wait, what? You were in what? And I was like, yeah, 3 different buildings for high school. And I was like, it was definitely a unique experience. I remember being in the rain and walking between the portables and not wanting to leave, and walk all the way out to AP Bio at the old high school, and just dreading that trip in the mud. But then I also remember, the fun times eating lunch in the portables when we didn't want to go outside and everything. So I think it was just an overall, just a pretty kind of a cool experience, even though it doesn't seem like it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what grade did you start going to school in Freeman, Katie?
Oh, it was 6th grade actually.
6th grade.
Mm-hmm. So I haven't been here the whole time. I wasn't a 13-year senior like some of my friends, but
still 6th grade on.
That's
It's
6th grade.
quite
Yeah.
a run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, it was great.
And so what would you tell people if they asked you what Freeman was like, or if they asked you to describe Freeman? What would you tell them? What comes to mind?
I would say it was a great community. I liked coming to school every day. I liked seeing my friends. Just the connectedness and going to sports events and seeing all these people and people supporting each other. I remember being in middle school on the track team, and they would announce all the different events and who had won them, and Freeman was the loudest in cheering. They'd announce CV, they'd announce U High, and then they'd announce, Freeman, because when we were or not CV and U High, sorry, they would announce I don't know, the other middle schools, and they wouldn't be as loud, and then Freeman would be announced, and you just hear cheers from all around. Everybody was cheering, and I just thought that was so cool, and my dad would just laugh. He was just like, wow, look at the spirit they have. And I think that was probably one of the coolest things, is just the tight-knit and the Freeman spirit here at Freeman.
You bet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share to folks that may be watching or checking out the website and saying, oh, we know who Katie is, and we know she was a student here. Now she's an alumni. Anything else you'd like to share, Katie?
Let's see. I guess I just look back and I look at my high school experience as a real kind of growth opportunity. I see the classes and I had a wonderful math teacher, Mrs. Wells, and she really helped me when it came to math in college, because I know I took that first calculus class and I was like, oh, I know this, Mrs. Wells taught this. So I definitely look at that experience of I had a really good education here, but also the friends I made, and I still see them today, and we still get together and hang out. The friends I made, the teachers I just ran into Mrs. Hama outside, the counselor, and she was, oh, how's it going? You're at Bozeman, and she remembered everything about where I was and what I was doing, and it's just that kind of thing. I come back and people know who I am, know what I'm doing, kind of, and I think it's just a great community, and I really